Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Michael Germanuelian. South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. Good evening. How are you? It is lovely to be here with you. It is Tuesday, 8:04 p.m., Tuesday the 13th. We are here. It is the Tour Power Hour. We are talking about the kickoff of the summer season on tour. And what a great way to start the season off at Brack. Excited to be back at Brack. We got a lot to talk about tonight, talking about Brack and the recap. Talking about the 666, talking about our winners, talking about the course in general. Want to talk to you guys a little bit about Mission Del Lago and Northern Hills coming up. We've got 2 open events as well as our 3rd Pro Division event open for sign up. Going to talk to you guys a little bit about some tips for pace of play, talk a little bit about tips for heat stress. It's summer season, which means it is going to be hot as all get out. 103 this weekend as we played. So water and staying cool, more important than ever. Before we jump into all of these things, let's go ahead and bring out the dream team, starting off with this man. Dustin Hassan, what is going on, buddy?
What's up, MD golfers? Happy Tuesday. It is wonderful to be here, and even better after the start of our summer season. Event number 1 in the books already, and what a Sunday it was.
It's already playoffs. Sorry,
yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah. Practically,
first
right?
tournament, first event of the summer. It's already playoffs.
We're practically at event number 6, right? I mean,
it's practically October, November. We're in South Texas match play. We're already in Houston. We're live from Houston right now.
That's great. Yes, love it.
Don't even know. DH, thank you for being on tonight. Excited to have you back in the mix.
Thank you.
We have missed your beautiful face on this screen desperately.
Yeah.
But that being said, let's bring out a regular face. Not a regular face. He's got a beautiful face, but he's a regular face on this channel. Let's go ahead, say hi, everyone.
What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, June 13th. Do you know where your children are?
If you are my parents, if they are your parents, or if they are Dustin's parents, they know exactly.
You betcha. Live on the air. We were talking about that in Kohler. There used to be a commercial on before the 10 o'clock news reminding parents that they had children and to get them inside.
That's right.
This time it's 8 o'clock. It's June 13th. This is episode 749 of the podcast. I don't know. We've lost count. Oh my gosh. It's awesome to be here. Brackenridge Park was awesome. Another great season kickoff event. MD, I love the subtitle, former T1 points leader. I love that.
T1.
Straka confirms that to be accurate.
Straka confirms.
How the heck are you two? Dustin, DH, MD, thanks for being here with us tonight. how was y'all's weekend, and how'd it go for you guys at Brack?
I'll let DH start it off.
Listen, it was great. It was a hot day, no doubt. You felt it out there, especially some of those later tee times, but I thought it was great. I thought Brack was in great shape. I thought it's come a long way from 4 or 5 weeks ago. Shout out to that maintenance crew, but really, really enjoyed it. 666 for the season kickoff. I kind of love that event for the season kickoff. Cool format to start off. I love how, you start spring with Monster Day. Pretty cool format, but the 666 to start off the summer, I think, sets the tone.
How did you guys play?
I like it a lot.
DH, you and Casey partnered up.
Yeah, played with Casey Graham. We we started out. This is no joke. I mean, we between the two of us, we literally hit maybe 2 fairways and 1 green in the first 6 holes, and we managed to card a
like one under through 6
in the best ball format. I mean, it was ridiculous. 3 putt on 8 for bogey, kind of stumbled a little bit, turned it on a little bit in the back. We shot 6 under, but kind of middle of the pack. I think it was good enough for 3rd on the net side or something. I mean, 6 under, champ flight. Not going to get it done this week. We'll get into those scores later, but yeah, I mean, all in all,
600 wouldn't get anything done on any of these. It seems like good.
We made eagle. We made eagle on 17, which is the first time I've been a part of any eagle on that hole. I'm not a long hitter, so I don't go for that green with the driver. But Casey bombed one, hit it to the back right side of the green, actually just off the fringe, and that pin was front left, so the putt was 40 feet plus, 45 feet plus. And I jarred it. And so that was the highlight, I think, of my day for sure.
I think that's great. I want you to know that we do not let you into the Eagle Club in a partner event. Okay, you made a great point about champ flight being tough right there. All 8 places on the gross side in champ flight were under par. DFL champ flight was under par gross. How crazy in a 666 event. I mean, that's how stout the competition is in champ flight. I mean, it's hard to get in champ flight, but once you're there, I mean, even par does not get the job done.
Better come with it.
And I mean, that's how it feels for, running through all these flights. I mean, I played second flight. I played with Jason Cross. First off, to DH's point, and I was thinking about this a lot today in the car. Big shout out to the maintenance crew at Brack. I think we kind of knew the first maybe 4 holes didn't look pristine on the greens. Fairways were in great condition. I thought everything else was in great shape. And then once you got through the first 3 or 4 holes, everything was super playable. And I think the only real issue everyone had was like the greens are slow, but they're not going to cut them because they're not going to risk burning them. This is not going to happen.
Hit them a little bit.
That's
harder.
That's a great point. We talk about, listen, let's not beat around the bush. They were bad when we were there 6 weeks ago.
Real bad.
They were bad. And to show that type of improvement, shout out to Robert Cano, shout out to his maintenance staff, shout out to the Trails maintenance staff. 2, 3, and 4, and 7 were still pretty rough on the greens, but after the 7th hole, I thought each green got better, and I thought there were some on the back 9 that were, really good.
I mean, I think every pin was in a good spot that at least gave you some area to putt. I personally, I tell you, and Scotty Williams is right on. I mean, they got a lot of rain that attributed to it.
I think that rain's twofold. Not only do we need water in South Texas, but on the trail, we need to flush out
the fresh
salt.
water, yeah.
Yeah, we need to flush out the salt. And that's a big deal. So if Jason was here, he'd have some statistic about the amount of rain we received in May, but he said it was one of the wettest Mays on record.
He did say that.
It couldn't come at a better time. And
yeah, it's my only concern going into this weekend. I didn't know what to expect from course conditions, anything like that. The only thing I was concerned with was, can I freaking putt coming back from Kohler. Like, am I going to be able to? And it took 2 or 3 holes to get the speed down and just commit to beat the shit out of it. Once I did that,
and at that speed, I thought, quite honestly, keeping the greens a little longer was twofold. A, they're clearly prioritizing health over speed, which is exactly what I would do as well, right? But I'll tell you what, the firmer you have to hit the putt, the tighter it holds its line and the less it bounces.
And that's where I would say, like, and I told Jason Cross this, because Jason and I got through the first couple of holes. I think we played 2 under on the best ball. He had a good par on one to kind of save me from a stupid first hole. I made a couple of birdies there and I told Jason I made more putts this week at Brack than I think I've ever made. Like, just committed to putting it, but putting it on the line and hitting it, I really didn't, to your point, Trev. I didn't see a lot of jumping, a lot of craziness, unless it was like a 3-footer that I was trying to be cute with and just trying to let it die in versus just
one that slips downhill left to right a little bit, maybe. I agree with you. When we go into courses like that where I know we're going to get the course course condition grumbles, I pay attention pretty hard. And I didn't see a ton of bouncing. I certainly didn't see anything change direction. I thought it was really good. I think it's going in the right direction. And I think by the time we get there again, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, I think I legitimately only saw a weird bounce at the end. And Jason Cross was standing over maybe a 20-footer, 25-footer for a birdie on 14. And he hit it as hard as he could. And, I mean, it was in the hole. And it hit something 2 inches in front of it and shot off to the right. Or to the left, excuse me. That was the only time I saw the ball even remotely move throughout the entire day, committing to a speed on the putt, and it was really good. I mean, I was really, really impressed with Brack and the condition, despite where they were 6 weeks ago. So,
I agree as well, and we are back there a couple more times this year. We have a stroke play event there on August the 6th. That's our next time there. That's 7 weeks from now. And then of course we have championship weekend of the playoffs there in October.
And I love this. I mean, I love this format too. I love the 666. My favorite format to play, whether it's stroke play, whether it's scramble, whatever it is. Personally, alt shot is my absolute favorite format to play. I would be willing to bet you everything that says I have a better scoring average with my team members in alt shot than I do in a scramble.
Well, that's a bold statement, Cotton.
Yeah. Jason Cross and I, and it was the same, you know what I think about it? It was the same thing with Workman last year too, where we played better alt shot than we did as a scramble. Jason Cross and I think probably we played 2 or 3 under in the alt shot this Sunday.
We can talk a little bit about hole difficulty from the course statistics, but I'm breaking down the formats right now on the degree of difficulty. The scramble holes were the 6 easiest holes straight out in the difficulty report. And then the best ball and the alt shot went hardest, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So they went right back and forth. It's great how it played out. It was awesome. So we can talk about that a little bit later in the show too.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, huge shout out to Brack. The course was great. It was hot as all get out, which I think we just got to get used to that as the new norm.
And summer came quick, eh?
I mean, summer didn't even try to sneak up. It just said, I'm friggin' here.
It said, bam, Straka confirms.
It confirms, I'm here. It's hot, be ready. But yeah, I mean, really, really fun weekend. Again, golf course was in great condition. Excited to get the season started. I know we're not really going to do anything with points tonight. We can kind of do quick math. If you won gross, you are tied for first place. If you won first net, you are tied for 11th.
It's definitely on the to-do list. The point standings will be up there tomorrow. There's going to be a newsletter coming out tomorrow. 5 flights in a partner event. It's in tens, right? If you were first gross, you're top 10. If you're first net, you're 11 through 20. If you're second gross, you're 21 through 30, and so on. I mean, Dustin's the numbers guy on the screen right now, so shoot him the emails if you want to know.
Yes, everyone, feel free to shoot an email to the thing below to find out your spot. Dustin will be happy to answer any questions you have. Yeah, I mean, it will start to see the separation next weekend once we get to Northern Hills and then the Mission Del Lago, which, I mean, I feel like last year we saw almost a lot. I feel like this year we see Northern Hills and Mission a lot, which is pretty cool. So I feel like
Northern's,
it's been a
Northern
little
in
quieter
great
for
shape, right?
Northern and Mission.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this rotation that we got. We have Northern, Mission, Cedar, Brack. That's our next 4. And Cedar is getting some good publicity on the San Antonio Golfers Facebook page.
Yeah, it is.
We know Northern Hills is good. Hands down the best greens. And quite honestly, we haven't been at a golf course that has more grass than Mission Del Lago. So I'm excited for this summer early swing here.
Yeah.
So
it's a really, really cool stretch of golf. It'll be nice to kind of get, especially Northern Hills and Mission Del Lago playing as stroke play events. I feel like we haven't. I know we do plenty of stroke play events, but I feel like we haven't done many back to back or even many at Mission Del Lago in general. I don't know why. I don't think that's the case, but Mission Del Lago never feels like it's a typically a stroke play event.
And you hit it. You mentioned it a little bit earlier in the show. Professional division event coming to Mission Del Lago.
That's
super excited for that. Listen, it's fun to bring the professional division to Brackenridge Park and to Cedar Creek. You know, that's awesome, and it happens, right? But it hasn't happened at Mission. And Mission can play 72 from the back. The rough is going to be rough. The mosquitoes can carry you away. I mean, I think that's going to be a great professional division. Greg Hiller and Ray Garza, on par golf. Ray Garza, a TPC. Greg Hiller. I know Chase White, Trevor Bailey, and Jimmy Keener are all talking about being at the pro event. I think it's going to be the biggest purse we've had so far, and I'm really, really looking forward to. I mean, this sounds so cool to say, showcasing Mission Del Lago to colleagues, to PGA professional colleagues.
What a weird sentence.
I know, isn't it?
A couple
It's
years
so
ago,
odd.
I would have been like, what a stupid thing you just said.
I know, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
That we'd have put it on a shirt back then.
Right? Like, Mission is good, eh? You know, I mean, the mosquitoes are like, they are prehistoric. I mean, they're humongous.
I mean, there's just no way I don't have some sort of like the amount of deep I sprayed on myself, the amount of off I sprayed on myself.
I've never put in the ambassador text message before, hey, can y'all stop at the gas station and get bug spray on the way? You know, I've never said that as a golf professional before, you know? So Mission's going to be great. Northern's greens are slick. Individual stroke play really is the theme of the summer season. There's an alt shot at Cedar and a 2-person best ball down south at Mission. But other than that, there's 6 individual stroke play rounds. Northern, Mission Del Lago, Brack, Willow, and then 2 rounds at Olmos.
And I mean, okay, so I don't play in the scheduling side of it, but is that mainly to do with the fact that we're leading into South Texas match play? It's going to be a little bit more of individual rounds, individual stroke play, and kind of like between earning your spot on the team, but also kind of testing out who's got what it takes to go play those individual rounds and hold up?
A little bit, absolutely. There's a lot that goes into making the schedule, right? It's not just availability and tee sheet availability, right? It is marketed around elite amateur competition, right? So it's marketed around playing golf by the rules of golf. So just in a nutshell, that goes to stroke play, right? An individual stroke play is definitely the preference. But the best marketing strategy to bring new people onto tour is partner events. It is so much less pressure when you're in a cart with somebody you know, when you're putting on the first green. Yeah, well, I love alt shot, and I think it's great that you play alt shot good. Because listen, I would play alt shot awful.
I get so strategic, and I try and be a good partner. But I mean, Jason Cross will tell you, I am so I immediately go into full-on plan mode. I know exactly what we want to do, what we're going to do, and it just requires us to execute the shot. And I'll be honest, I lied to Jason a couple of different times about some things because I didn't want him to know.
It's like the
ulterior
scene
motives
in Days of Thunder where they tell him he has special tires.
Dude, I told Jay it was hole 16. Hole 16, I pipe a drive. We're like 85 yards out. I told Jason we're 100 yards out. He doesn't have a scope. He doesn't. But I knew he was hot and he was tired. And I'm like, it's 100 yards. Play it up.
Yeah, uphill. It's 100 yards uphill, bro.
Dude, he stuck it to 5 feet.
Yes. Yeah, and you're giving him an extra 15%.
I'm giving him 15%.
Yeah, just tell Cross what he needs to hear. That's it, and he'll execute.
You know what? We're talking about alt shot. I want to give a Fourth Flight team a shout out right now. Casey Wedding, a regular tour golfer, played in the 666 this past weekend with his wife Heather. So Casey and Heather Wedding. And they had a great time, and they hung out afterwards. And we were talking just a little bit about playing alt shot and competing on tour with your spouse. And I instantly went into anxiety mode about playing alternate shot with my wife. I couldn't do it. There's no way. And a shout out to those guys. And it's so interesting to hear you say that you prefer alt shot over scramble. Dustin, that's just not the case, eh?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would never prefer it over a scramble. You know, I feel like I'm comfortable in an alt shot setting. It doesn't set me off. I don't get the nerves with alt shot. But to say I prefer it over a scramble, I think it is all about trusting your partner and knowing what you're good at. I know Jason Cross, and I know Jason's going to hit. I know Jason can putt like a mother, and I know he can hit the ball in the middle of the fairway. That's all I need from him. And I know that I'm a good iron player. I know I don't care if I'm 200 out or 90 yards out. Put me in the fairway and let me have a shot at the green. I know what my job is. Yeah, alt shot is as much about a relationship with your partner in some sense as it is about playing well. I mean, it really is. I mean, if you have a good relationship with your partner, you know their game. You know their strengths, their weaknesses. I mean, it should lessen the pressure for you in that format.
I hate scrambles. I really do. It's just not my thing.
Scrambles are fun.
I hate two-man scramble. It's just I like four-man. I'll go play a four-person scramble in a charity event and go shoot a 52, but I struggle. I think Jason and I maybe made one birdie for that scramble. It was terrible.
Well, time out. Can we bring that comment in? This is great.
Which one?
That last one. I think that's great, Greg Graff. Way to call out. I wish we had Greg Graff live on the air right now to talk about all the shots his partner screwed up for him.
Yeah, let's run
No,
through
I'm just
shot.
poking the bear. There's nothing. I believe the term that Greg used when he came off was Morgan carried me the whole way. So
Casey knows what that's like.
But love the 666 format from Brandon Lopez in there. I like the 666 format, but I'm with DH. I would choose the scramble over the alt shot. However, I would choose the 4-ball over the scramble. I think it's easy to get trapped in the scramble format that you're just supposed to birdie everything. And that's not the case as a twosome, right? It's not
That's
like
a good point.
You have 4 putts at it in the charity 4-person scramble, right? It eliminates a 2-person scramble, eliminates the bogey and rewards the birdie, but birdies aren't guaranteed, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, you make a par, right? You get dejected. It's almost like you're giving made a par.
It's man. Yes.
Who do I write the check to? You know, it's like whatever. It's, you know,
Yes.
but you're right. It's a mental thing.
But there's just something about not wanting to let your partner down in alt shot that just doesn't. It's just not good for me. I'm just not good at it.
I mean, we've established I'm already freaking.
The
problem. Travis asking me like, does yelling at yourself like make you play better? 100%. I'm a crazy person. I'm a crazy golfer.
DH, did you hear that story on the podcast last week? I specifically asked MD at the straights course when we were in Kohler. He yelled at himself hardcore on a golf hole, like hardcore, and came immediately back and birdied the next hole.
The 610-yard.
And I stopped and I said, "Hey, bud, can I ask you a question without you getting mad? Like, do you attribute the birdie to the way you beat yourself up on the last hole?" And he interrupted me. He's like, "Absolutely." And I'm like, okay.
It was a pep talk. He was giving himself a pep
No, I did.
talk.
I did the exact same thing with Cross. He looked at me. He's like, "Why do you get so angry at yourself?" I was like, "Because you're not gonna get angry at me. Someone needs to tell me I'm a piece of shit and play better." And that's what happens.
Oh man, 11. There used to be an event on the South Texas PGA Tour schedule, and I think it came back. I think there's a course in Houston now that has 27 holes, but the course in Sealy, River Ridge, before it closed, used to host a South Texas PGA event every spring, and it was a 9-9-9, and you played 4-ball, scramble, and alt shot, which is super fun for us because we never get to screw around in professional events. It's always stroke play all the time. Let me go out and shoot my 80 in front of everybody, and it's great, right? But I always love that, and it's common knowledge that I am not a good putter. And my biggest fear, and it happened a couple times, was missing 2 or 3 footers as Greg Hiller has to tap in my bullshit. You know, I hate it. Oh my God, I'm getting anxiety thinking about it right now. Oh, good Lord.
The look of disgust on your partner's face, right?
I know, it's
when
just
you
like,
miss that putt.
And
you
can
done it so
you
many
can hear it
times.
Travis can have a 2-footer for par, and you can have a 10-footer, and he's willing to go good.
Yes, so it's like this. It's like.
Yeah, the exhale as they stroke.
So bad. Oh my God, I hate alt shot, which is why I have so much fun on tour now doing it, because I don't play. So it's like, yo, Dustin, how'd it go with Casey? You know, like that's fun. You know.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about our winners this weekend. We have some pictures. Let's highlight our winners. Our first place.
Yeah,
summer season
recap. The winners. I think this is Dustin's favorite segment.
Yeah, it's great.
Are we gonna go in order tonight?
Are we gonna start in chant flight?
You start wherever you want to start. I have the pictures. I have them named. You can go random. I don't even care. You can
start
go
in chant flight.
Third.
Yeah, let's start in chant flight. I want to talk about Weldon and Vidal. They shot -9, 62, and so Casey and I played with them, and they were kind of going about their business on front 9, 1 through 7, and then all of a sudden we get to 8. They make birdie on 8, make birdie on 9, make birdie. They par 10, but they make birdie on 11. We get to 15, 16. They were there. They made 6 birdies in a row at one point.
Oh my goodness!
They birdied 9 of their last 11 holes to shoot that 9 under. So really, really cool to watch. They were throwing darts. They made every putt. I mean, Casey and I were standing off to the back of the green a couple of times, saying, "Is there any doubt this isn't going in?" So pretty cool to watch. So good playing there, Dustin and Sean, and then Brandon Lopez, John Valdez, 2 shots behind them at -7 in second place. So good showing there. On the net side,
that's crazy. They were 5 under in the alt shot.
Yes,
they were 5 under in the alt shot. They were only 4 under in the scramble. I mean, that is rock star playing. Shout out to Sean Vidal, Dustin Weldon, remaining T1 in the point standings. Good job, guys.
It was fun.
That is a power partnership.
I mean, Brandon Lopez, John Valdez, right there, 2 back. I mean, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier in the show. Under par in Champ Flight was DFL. In Champ Flight, that's how strong Championship Flight was.
God, I hate Champ Flight.
All teams in the gross side were under par, 1st through 8th, and all 16 teams were under par net in Champ Flight. I mean, that is crazy. That was great playing. Stout playing. I'm sorry. I'll stop interrupting. I apologize.
Yeah. No, it's great. No, I love the additional texture. We look at the net side, and this is a common theme. So this is the first one of our scorecard playoffs. Now that there had to have been, there were 4 or 5 at least scorecard playoffs. There was one that went like 7 holes. Trav, correct me if I'm wrong.
There was a 7. There were 2 6s.
7,
there were a couple 5s. I mean,
it was.
And this is the one format that we do where Golf Genius's program doesn't break the gross and net for us. So this is the one event that we do manually. We do the skins manually, and there's nothing like scrolling through this particular leaderboard where it's 4-ball, scramble, alt shot, kind of all in different places and jumping back and forth. I mean, oh man, it was a lot. It was a lot there.
So I just wanted to preface that many scorecard playoffs. I don't think just because of the amount of scorecard playoffs, we're not going to go over all of them. But our first scorecard playoff, Hubie Bartlett, Jordan Ballenbacher, winning it on the net side in Champ Flight. Good playing, 61. Took it over Taylor Coleman and Tyler Cook. Couldn't tell you how many holes that scorecard playoff went, but it was one of the longer ones. So good job there, guys.
I feel like we had a lot of scorecard playoffs in general.
There were so many
this weekend.
So many. We'll look at First Flight Gross. First Flight Gross was another scorecard playoff. It was a -5, 66. I believe, I don't know if we had a pitcher for this.
I don't believe we did.
Yeah, I don't think we had a pitcher for this group. This was one of the group that they had to take off prior to the announcements. But Caleb Whiteley and Mikey Robertson, congratulations on your 5 under scorecard victory over Bill Cohn and Don Steidel. That one, I believe, went at least 4 holes. I remember Trav going through that one. So good job there. On the net side, we have a 2-shot victory, Chris Arnold and Joe Sitterly. Now, I believe this pitcher is only 1/2 of the team, if I'm correct. I don't remember if this was both of those individuals or someone stepped in.
Oh, it is definitely not. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just wanted to make that disclaimer there.
Somebody had to leave and somebody jumped in and took a picture. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is it this one?
No, it is. That is Jeremy Bartlett.
Yeah, Jeremy Bartlett and Ryan Vaughn. That is second flight gross winners.
That's right. My bad.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that picture.
Okay.
Well, first
all
flight,
the
pictures.
All pictures are posted on Facebook.
Yep. We'll throw that picture right up. We're going to talk about second flight gross winners. Jeremy Bartlett, Ryan Vaughn, -6. This was a 2-shot victory over Fernando Palos and Kevin Davidson. So good job there on the 2-shot victory. 65, pretty stout to win in second flight gross. no problems with that score. And then on the net side, I mean, these two individuals have to win the award for best mustache, if you ask me. Dakota Albers and Forrest Althaus. I mean, Dakota comes in with the mustache game strong every week. 3-shot victory over Bob Ross and Chuck Rosales there on the net side in second flight.
I'll tell you what, their energy fires me up. Yes. It gets me going. It's 105 degrees. It's probably 110 degrees on the patio where we were scoring. And their attitude and their personality freaking fired me up and fueled my second or third or fourth win for that home stretch. Shout out to Dakota and Forrest. Good job, guys.
Yeah, the visors too. I appreciate that. I know we talked about that on the TV.
The visors, the mustache, the tube socks. I mean, it was
tube
good.
socks.
It's an entire look.
Tube socks should have been higher, but still very good look.
We talked about that beforehand. Dakota said, as the better he played, the higher they were going to get. They played great. He came off and said he didn't want to ruin the sock tan. So at least there was a thought process I could get on board with. Absolutely.
I can appreciate that. 100%.
For sure.
All right, move it right along. Third flight gross. 1 under wins it in third flight, 2-shot victory. BG, Brad Gilbert, and Brian Perlberg. Great job there. I know Brad. I spoke to Brad a little bit and Brian after the round, getting the card, and they were telling me about 16, and 16 got them. I think they made double or something on 16 and thought that maybe that, was going to give away the tournament for them. And just never know what's going to happen. It's why we play 18 holes. So,
and it's all shot too. Anything happens in all shot.
That's right.
Sometimes you go 5 under.
Yep.
Sometimes
good
you
job
go
there,
5
BG
under.
and Brian
Sometimes
Perlberg.
you plummet like a stone in a well.
And Brad Gilbert, I believe I saw him post like a 70 or something like that. I mean, he shot one of his best rounds of golf, period.
Yeah, he's playing really good right now.
He is.
Absolutely is. He is
really
a force to be reckoned with in the summer season.
Yeah, and that's going back probably close. I mean, at least since the spring season, towards the end of the summer season last year. So he's found something. It's working. Expect to continue to see his name up top.
And that was a 2-shot victory over Cameron Voigt and Carlos Gonzalez and Paul Pena and Ruben Ramirez. I mean, those are stout teams too. I mean, third flight stacked.
Yeah,
a lot of tough names in third flight.
And then on the net side, we see these names more often. The team of Medina and Medina, the Roys, there they are.
The funky Roy Medina. The funky Roy Medina.
This is another group you got to watch out for. They've been collecting a lot of cookies. You got to think that that's going to continue. So really kind of rolled over it in the net side there for the Medina. So good job there, guys.
And shout out Laura Lewis, Cake Place and more. Those cookies were pretty friggin' cool.
I definitely got the summer, Havana vibe. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
They remind me of
I have a
Lopez
shirt that
Motors
matches that color.
Like maybe a little Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Oh, yes,
exactly.
Yeah,
what I'm
for
thinking.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Miami. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I dated myself right there a little bit. I'm sorry.
I got my little block hands running around. There was no curves.
I believe Sabrina was playing that video game when we started dating. I think. Wow. Whew.
All right, moving right along. Fourth flight gross. Got Gerardo Rente and Willie Nichols continuing the winning ways. I was going to say the Willie
champion.
ways. I mean, it's just, Willie Nichols just continues to win. I mean, the guy is on some sort of tear. It was 1-shot victory though over Charles Clark and Eric Iverson, so it was close.
Charles and Eric played great too. They had
Yep.
a bunch of skins in fourth flight, and as Willie's handicap continues to drop here, and he finds himself in third flight and second flight and first flight in the playoffs, we're gonna start to see what Willie Nichols is about here in this summer season. He is definitely a player to watch. Made the team last year. Won the spring season this year on the team again with with Morgan and Martin Kacheski already qualified for the team. So he's definitely somebody to watch down the stretch.
I mean, the only people making noise about it is us. He's quietly gone about this.
Scott, that's a great question. In this particular format, it was A plus B, right? So it was partner A plus partner B, and that's how the flights were broken. So that is why he was in fourth flight this past weekend.
That's how I got into second flight.
Same concept. Yep. And that's why we saw Danny Lee in second flight playing with Joe Workman, right? Same concept.
Right. I do
and
want
then finally,
real quick
guys, the
shout
net
out.
side. Oh, go ahead.
No. We'll go through this first.
Okay, let me shout out the net winner, Jermaine Bowen and Roy Ortiz. One-shot victory on the net side there. Good job, Jermaine and Roy, closing it out. Good playing. Good summer season opener. Like I said, the course played well. Good turnout, obviously. We'll see what the summer holds.
Awesome.
Congratulations to all the cookie winners. Man, nothing better than coming away with a cookie in the summer season kickoff. It sets the bar high, and it really sets you up for back-to-back individual stroke play. Northern Hills, Mission Del Lago coming up. There are not a lot of spots left for Northern Hills.
Even since this morning, I think we had maybe 30 spots left. I think maybe 20 left now. Maybe.
I think we are into the teens left. There will be an accurate count in the newsletter tomorrow with the number of spots left. But I was talking with Jason Bird on my way home from work today, and I think we were in the 115, 116 number 2 weeks in advance. So that puts that cap at, less than 15 people. Don't delay. Sign up now. Scotty Williams right on cue. Took the words right out of my mouth.
You said play. He said pay.
I love the picture from the Bads there from Scotty Williams. I love that. Oh, hey, speaking of something from Kohler, I have Facebook memory pop up today that I'd love to share with everybody.
Oh.
It has been 3 years since Dustin lost the original. 4 years since Dustin lost the original lake bet, which basically.
I'm going to break in and make this very clear. This was day 2 of the trip. This was day 2, and I was the second person to go in the lake.
Actually, I think it was 3.
Maybe the third.
I think you were the third person. I think Casey was 1, and then I double bogeyed the 36th hole on the second day, and I was mad. Yesterday was my Facebook memory, so I knew this one was coming today.
Yeah.
So
you knew this one was coming.
So the first year, it was just the 4 of us that went to Tour Travels. It was 2019. It was Jason Bird, myself, Dustin, and Casey Graham. And it was cold and it was wet and it was 45 degrees in the lake. It was like 48 degrees outside and the water was 45 degrees. Maybe it was the other way around. Maybe the water was warmer.
I think our conclusion was the water was warmer than the outside temperature.
I think that's accurate. But we have a quick video.
I do not have the video.
Oh, we don't.
I could not get it to save.
Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought we had the video. I was going to play the video for Dustin right now.
Was that?
I have another video. Of
yes.
We can play. In lieu of him going in the water.
We played
this is a different version of
every day. That first year, the 4 of us played 36 holes every day for like 13 days. It was dumb. And the first couple days, the highest score of the day had to dunk in the lake, and we had a video, and it was absolutely brutal. I'm sorry we don't have that video, everybody. I didn't know we didn't have that. I was trying to ruin Dustin's night on camera here live on the air. But 4 years to the day since Dustin lost the lake bet. 4 years, 1 day since 4 years, 2 days since Casey.
I mean, that.
And then the following year, Greg Graff and MD went in the lake, and then the travel insurance company said, "Knock that shit off, Trav."
That was, and I mean, I love the year we went in. The water was, I mean, Greg felt it for 30 seconds because he dove head first in to get.
Yeah, he beach whaled fast.
You have to go waist deep into the water, so. Greg's like, I'll just pile drive into the water. It touched me.
Yeah, Greg Graff ran in 10 yards and belly flopped. Well, the rest of everybody ran 50 yards out. Didn't you lose a wedding ring?
I did. I lost my wedding. Like, I stripped down to my underwear. I'm just like, I'm going all in. I am committed to this. I suck at golf. If I drown, I drown.
Play the game.
At this point,
play the game, Greg Graff. Play the game.
Yeah. Greg
Straka confirms, play the game.
Straka confirms. It was way smarter. And I took off, and by the time I get waist deep or chest deep, I turn around and Greg's already back in the and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run back. And I'm like, I'm doing high leg kicks, like I'm running. And then I feel my wedding band slip off. I'm like,
you fell? No, Greg fell. I think Greg fell.
Like, I got out of the water. I'm like, I think I lost my wedding band. And everyone's like, what? I was like, no, it's a rubber one. It's fun. I was like, Sheboygan 7s, be on the lookout. MD doesn't have a ring on. What? He's like, I can't even look. But that being said, another really cool, it won't hit the memory banks yet. So we got to play the last round, or we played Whistling Straits from the Ryder Cup tees. Played about 7,500 yards. We played that on the Friday when everyone left. Now, Morgan Graff went out and played the Bull in the morning and decided to make her way out to the Straits and take her very, very professional camera and take like 5,000 pictures of us.
So every year at Tour Travels, I do my damnedest to take the ambassadors to play a round of golf after all of the other guests leave. And this year we were on the Straits course, and it was me and MD and Casey and Jason Bird from the 2021 Ryder Cup tee boxes, 7,500 yards, and the weather was perfect. And it made it extra special to have one of my favorite tour golfers, Morgan Graff, come along with us, and media coverage, the whole thing. It was awesome. And she's currently working on those photos right now. And she sent a couple teasers, and MD has one of them. And it's
so this is such a great one. I texted her the other day because I was like, she posted pictures of everyone except me. I'm like, were mine that bad? But she's working on them.
Extra editing required.
Extra editing required. She's like, I'm trying to make you as tall as everyone else. This picture is from the 18th tee box. Water in the background. We have just enough light. What a freaking amazing picture. That is.
I love taking photos with MD because I just feel like a giant.
I mean,
he's even standing in the rough. He's trying to get a little extra.
Like, I tried. Like, that's why I dress the way I dress. Like, how else am I going to have any sort of impact on it in any way if I'm so short?
What a cool round. It was top 3 rounds for me of all time. And certainly top 5. If we sat down and talked about it, I bet you'd be in the top 3. And it was so much fun, and we all played great, and it was something special.
And that kind of teases a little bit into what we'll talk about next week, which is, one thing we never talk about is Travis and golf, in the sense of Travis playing rounds of golf, because Travis spends his time working, spends his time doing everything else in the world that makes the tour function and make sure that the ambassadors get to go play fun places. Rarely do we take any time to go look at what Travis is doing. And Travis, leading up to Tour Travels, was committed to the practice, and I want to play well here. I want to do well when we get there. Played the week of golf of his life. So 100% we're talking about that next week in an off week. I want to break down. I want to talk to Travis about the trip a little bit more. I want to talk about his rounds. I want to talk about the 68. I want to talk about some of I really want to talk about the Ryder Cup tee boxes. You shot 74, played out of your mind. So we'll talk a little bit more about that stuff next week. But
I'm definitely looking forward to that. Y'all know me. I'll pour my heart out, and I'll go through everything I was feeling that whole week, from working, from playing, from practicing, and maybe a little one-on-one fireside chat interview next week on the podcast. It's going to be a pretty cool show, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about Brack. We talked about Mission and Northern coming up. Courses are in great shape. We talked about the pro event coming up. Two things that I wanted to talk about tonight as well here. Very short, very easy things to talk about. We're in summer now. It's going to be hot. It's going to be one of those things where this is our busiest summer probably we've ever had with as many players as we have.
Yeah.
So the two big things to really talk about, especially as we kick off summer season, is heat stress and some pace of play stuff. So real quick, I'm going to pull something up on the screen here. This is just some pretty straightforward, just 3 really good tips for pace of play. I think apply really well to us on tour. The USGA and a lot of different governing bodies of golf and different versions of golf have different pace of play tips, things like that. These were 3 that I thought stood out really well, that were really relevant. So obviously we're typically sharing carts. So first thing is, using a buddy system. Don't wait in the cart for your cartmate to hit their shot. Let them either take the cart or hop out and grab whatever you need, your gun and your clubs, and go walk to your ball and be ready to go hit your shot, and let your cartmate come pick you up or be ready to pick them up. Keep up with the group in front of you. You should always be immediately behind that group. If you get to a position where you got a hole in front of you that's wide open, you're not playing fast enough, and that's something that you guys got to be aware of, and making sure that you're playing on top of that group behind you.
And there's definitely a difference between playing fast and playing quickly, right?
Yes.
The cart buddy system, and the next one that you're going to talk about, being efficient on the putting green here, is we all played Little League basketball as kids, right? And
we tried.
Everybody played CYO or YMCA basketball as a kid. What did every coach say? Move away from the ball.
Oh.
You're not tall enough.
It's a bad reference for MD. We were just talking about your height.
You brought back some bad memories.
But move away from. I'm sorry, not move away. Move without the ball. Move without the ball. You should always be moving, always be preparing, always being ready to hit when it's your turn. Not starting your bullshit when it's your turn, but actively moving when the next person is out. You've read your putt, you've got your yardage, you've tested the wind, you know what you're going to do when it's by the time it's your turn to play. MD, is this a future video encore segment that we're talking about here?
Oh, this is 100% a future on course. This next one, the Be Efficient on the Putting Greens, is a video that we'll have out here hopefully in the next week or two, which is when you're walking up to the putting green, guys, mark your ball, clean it. The idea is when you're walking up to the putting green, you should already be starting that process of reading the green, seeing where your ball is, looking at the green, front, back, side to side, whatever you need to do, whatever your process is as far as reading a green goes, starts the minute you start walking up to the green to mark your ball. The other thing is too, and this is something that people don't always talk about. We talk about a lot of times when we get in the groups, especially with groups of players that we don't know, and we talk about ready golf. I play ready golf. If someone doesn't want to hit a tee shot first, I'm always cool to just go right in. Same kind of idea on the putting greens. That's the one place that we don't ever really practice ready golf.
Typically awareness, being aware who's up. If they're not ready and you're ready, let's go. Let's get the job going. Yep. Now, with all of those pace of play tips being said, shout out to everybody in the whole field at Brack. Pace of play was fantastic. It was really good. Listen, I know it was hot and everyone was trying to go. Let's just use that. I mean, who cares? But shout out, pace of play was really good. And a shout out to Laura Lewis and Sean Vidal for their marshaling down the stretch on Sunday afternoon, passing out cold bottles of water, playing the cheerleader game. I mean, really, really awesome job by those two ambassadors. So thank you so much, Laura and Sean.
Absolutely. So on top of pace of play, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was just heat stress awareness. What I do for a living requires me to talk about heat stress awareness a lot. I'm out on construction sites, I'm out in manufacturing sites and in warehouses, and I talk about heat stress all day long. No, you got something, Trav?
No, I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not gonna.
Okay, that's fair. So first and foremost, you want to just take in water. Obviously, we're out on the golf course. It's 100+ degrees. You want to be taking in 8 ounces of water or more every 15 to 20 minutes. So when you're coming out to the course, bring some water bottles. Bring your Yeti cup. Bring a couple of body armors, whatever it is. Have something to drink. Figure you're drinking something. Figure you're drinking at least 8 ounces of water.
Yes.
Bring a snack. You're drinking or eating a snack just about every hole, almost. You figure 15 to 20 minutes. Every hole, every other hole, you should be going through at least 1 cup or more of water. You're going to be sweating a lot. There's no way around it out there. So any drinks containing the electrolytes, we're going to have some electrolyte popsicles. We're going to have some electrolyte powders and stuff like that you can put in your drinks. Those are free. We'll just have those there on the golf course for you guys. Something that we want to make sure that you guys are staying safe out there, that you guys are avoiding running into different issues of heat stroke, that kind of thing. And I even have a little sign that I'm going to bring and put up, just general heat stroke awareness signage and stuff like that. Stuff for you guys to be aware of. Avoid alcohol and
I was going to say absolutely prepare. Put a 3/4 of a gallon of water in the freezer the night before. That's what I used to do when I was playing. And I'd bring that frozen gallon of water, put it in the back of my golf cart, and by the 9th hole, I'm filling it back up. When I was playing back in the day, Sabrina would make me a gallon with cucumbers and lemon and some mint and some ginger, so for some flavor and some electrolytes, and I'd freeze it and I'd utilize it as it melted on the golf course. Trail mix, all of that. That is a Kohler Tour Travels comment right there from Greg Graff.
Only place.
Complimentary brats on Tour Travels and Kohler.
You can live off brats and
brats
and spotted cows.
I ate 40 brats that week.
But there's a lot that you can do. Hopefully we'll have our cooling towels ready to go in the next 2 weeks or so. We'll have more cooling towels. We sold those last year with the logo on it. We'll have more of those coming up for sale. Those are awesome. And those are continuously reusable. Get them wet, they're going to keep you cool. I hand those out like candy at Halloween.
I didn't realize how much
helpful.
of a difference those make. I mean, I used to see people with them before, and I was like, but I bought one and I used it last year, and it is, extremely helpful. So if you don't have one,
I had neck and then tuck it in my shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a customer. I I went in like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I had a customer who wanted me to come in. I did a full presentation on heat stress awareness in warehouse settings, and I brought them and sampled out a couple of those Ergodyne ones that we sell. And I told the guy, I was like, I'm like, we use these for my tour because I talk about the tour a lot with my customers I know who play golf. And I gave him one of the samples. I was like, dude, take this to the course with you. And I saw him this week and he's like, dude, I finally went and played golf and I brought that towel you gave me. He's like, that saved me for that entire day.
They're great. They really are
freaking great. Yeah. Like he took it out of the wrapper and it was already cold. I mean, that's how cool these things are. So get them wet and it's freaking heaven. Like I got mine out of my truck today and I soaked it before I went on a run. I'm like, this is life-saving.
Definitely plan ahead. Definitely prepare. I promise the courses aren't going to tell you not to bring your own water and your own snacks as we prepare for the heat of the summer competition on tour, So absolutely. Good slides, MD. Good slides, good awareness. Move without the ball. Be ready to hit when it's your turn. And stay frickin' hydrated.
So that pretty much wraps up our show for tonight. But I do have one more teaser. Not even a teaser. Obviously, we are through the spring season. We have our 3 players who have made the South Texas Match Play team. We have Willie Nichols winning the season, Morgan Graff and Mark Kacheski making the team. We have kicked off the season for summer to find our next 3 players to join the South Texas before we move into playoffs. But all of that being said, and you may or may not know, we hosted this past year at Almost Basin 2022. 2023, Houston will be hosting, and it was kind of up for discussion. It was still being figured out where the heck we were going to be playing in Houston this year. Travis, correct me if I'm wrong, but we officially have a golf course in Houston we will be playing the South Texas Match Play at.
We have some pretty solid confirmation. We haven't signed contracts yet, but we have narrowed it down to 1 where the South Texas Match Play Challenge is on a tee sheet in the greater Houston area. It is this year going to be held. Let me pull up the dates here so I don't speak out of turn. It is November 10th, 11th, and 12th at High Meadow Ranch Golf Club outside of Houston on the north side. High Meadow Ranch Golf Club in Houston will host the 2023 South Texas Match Play Challenge. This is the 10th year as well. This is the 10th tournament. Again, Casey or Bird here will correct me. I believe I should probably know this, but I think it's 6-3.
That's correct.
With the tour holding a commanding lead. However, coming off of our first ever home loss.
Yeah.
Gut-wrenching to talk about it now. I haven't thought about it for a while. So definitely.
I'm sure Bird has played the golf course already and has his opinions.
He absolutely has.
He's definitely Google Earthed it.
Yeah, he loves it. He said he's played it a couple times and it is mint. So that's big news coming from Jay Bird. But I'll tell you what, this is definitely a year to make the team.
Yep.
The tour has never lost consecutive years. So this year's team strategy, pod challenges, practice rounds, this stuff is going to be top notch, really, really good stuff. So this is going to be a good year. High Meadow Ranch Golf Club in Houston. Really excited. It was rated the number 2 public course in Houston from the Houston Chronicle and the Houston Sporting News. I have their website pulled up right now. So pretty excited. Definitely time to start scouting it. BG playing good golf right now. We don't want to do any spoiler alerts, but he got to be a top 10 betting favorite. I mean, if we're going to lay out odds right now, wouldn't you say, DH?
I would agree. BG has been on a roll for sure.
And I love the way Dakota Albers is playing. I love the way Morgan Graff is playing. She has secured her spot. Kacheski and Willie Nichols. You can never rule out Steven Evans.
Nope.
He always finds a way. You can never really rule out Baldo. He always seems to find a way come playoff time. Yep. I think it's going to be a really cool summer season with the tour being as popular in the sellout and the field size right now. Those points, especially the bonus points, are harder and harder to come by. So I maybe we'll see some new names. It's going to be a really cool summer season. Really good show tonight, guys. Congratulations to the cookie winners. High Meadow Ranch Golf Club in Houston hosting the South Texas Match Play Challenge. Congratulations again to the flight winners from this past weekend. MD, I'll turn it over to you to take us away, unless you've got other bullet points you want to talk about. That was a big one. Woo!
That was the big one. That's kind of the one I wanted us to finish on. Guys, thank you so much for being on tonight. Everyone out there, thank you so much for watching, hanging out with us on Tuesday night. We are super excited. The summer season really is hitting a full stride now with the kickoff. We make jokes, but before we know it, it's going to be October and we're in playoff mode, and then it's going to be.
I agree with the comment there from Casey as well. I think Sean Vidal is playing solid golf, and there's a lot of people that want it. There's a lot of people that really want it, and then there's Laura Lewis and how bad she wants it, and that directly correlates right to Sean. And yep. I think I like the padlock emoji there. I think that's solid. Case, I agree with
solid you. Pick. But guys, our viewers out there, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. We love you. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Northern Hills, Saturday event, Northern Hills. The golf course in great shape. I will be coming to you live, maybe posting a couple of videos and stuff on Friday morning as I get out there to get the golf course set up and ready to go for the weekend. And it's going to be a great time. I mean, summer season is here. Be prepared. Pace of play is a huge thing in the heat. Be aware of your body and kind of know the risks and the stresses that it's under in the heat. So be prepared with the food and the water and that kind of stuff. Really big, and more importantly, just show up, have fun, and let's figure out who's going to be our top three this season. Let's figure out who's making the playoffs, and let's get ready to go to Houston.
Woo, everybody, thanks for watching. Almost sold out at Northern Hills. Don't delay. stxamtour.golf is your home for everything tour. Point standings will be posted. Newsletter coming out tomorrow. Updated handicaps are there. The schedule, everything you need to know is on that FAQ page. Info at stxamtour.golf is how to get a hold of the tour. And look at that, MD. You are just on point. Man living. MD, take us away, everybody.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Excited to see you guys next weekend. Again, get signed up. Get signed up early. Get signed up often. Events are continuing to roll out, continuing to go live for signups, and there's no sign of slowing down. And that is exactly how the rest of the tour is feeling. We have no slowing down. We are full throttle now for the next couple of months. I'm excited. We're all excited. Let's go get it, get some practice, and we will see you guys at Northern Hills. Everyone have a great night and stay safe.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Night, y'all. Night, everyone. Peace.